promised my kids that we would go see the Minecraft movie, and so I'm getting ready so we could go see the Minecraft movie. Now it'll be 2 hours before we have to sit our asses in the seats. um, but yeah, this is the look for tonight. It's very Frankenfurter-esque. Um, um, I learned a lot about YouTube today. Fucking mirror. Where is it? Where's my nice mirror? We'll just use the diamond mirror. It's fine. Let me see. So, anyways, I learned a lot about YouTube today. A lot of stuff I didn't want to know. Like, I found out how you can look up how people find you. And unfortunately, people are finding me through some very strange. I don't really hashtag my content, and people are finding me through some very strange stuff. Like, YouTube is suggesting my video at the end of very peculiar videos. Um, and that kind of fucking feels gross. Like, I feel like really uh, about it. Yucky, you know? Um, so I actually did learn a lot today. Unfortunately, it took that kind of challenge, that kind of opposition to happen for me to actually dive into the mechanics of what goes behind becoming a content creator. And so I was just like, wow, great. Fantastic. So now I have to like wrestle with the idea of actually putting hashtags and the like this is such bullshit. But in order to minimize me running into freakazoids who are going to fetishize me in some way that I do not find um, nice or respectful or cool beings, I have to like learn about hashtags and I have to like grow in a way I did not expect to grow. And it's an adventure. Like, I guess it's a fucking adventure. Okay, I want to like take a little break because I want to talk some shit. Were you surprised? Okay, so here's the thing. When I was a kid, my uncle forced me to watch every single Lord of the Rings, including the animated versions. He was babysitting me um at my grandmother's house one time, right? And they lived off of West Avenue in San Antonio, Texas. There is a park in West Avenue, on West Avenue, sorry, not in inside of the fucking ground. They're out of the ground. No, there is a park on West Avenue that has like mountain lion line. It's got mountain lion warnings. No, it's got mountain lion warnings. Um, right next to a child's park. Like they don't want you letting your kids go on the trails alone because yoink, you know what I'm saying? And then I know another side thing. I have a horrific crippling ADHD. So another side thing is that I was talking to a guy at an antique store and he got a bunch of like taxidermy mounts in, and he was one of the guys like that pays people to go hunt and like, you know, he pays people to go do that. He doesn't do it himself. He pays people to go do that. Now, personally, I mean, like, look, I'm not opposed to buying like bear skulls off my homegirl or whatever. You know what I mean? Like other people go out and do the work. Okay, yes. But paying someone to go hunt something down, that is so wild. That is so wild to me because I'm like a hands-on kind of bitch. I'll stay out there for a week if I want something, like if I wanted like a mountain lion, I would do that. And then the dude was like, I was telling him, I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, he was like, oh, they're really like he was trying to brag, I guess. He was trying to brag about like how hard it is to hunt down a mountain lion. And I'm like, dude, I'm from the hill country. Sometimes those fuckers are just on the side of the road. Bitch, pick one up. You know, like pick it up. But like I've seen ocelots on the side of the road. They look like little jaguars. They're like bigger than a domestic house cat. like a the size of a dog, like little jaguar looking cats in Oslo. Um, and I've seen all kinds of things on the side of the road in the hill country. I've seen coyotes crossing bridges. Like nature be naturing. But yeah, he was like, "Oh yeah, these mounts, these are my ladies." And Sheila, like he was just like very proud of his mounts, and he was going to sell them for like more than 9,000. He's like, because I paid $9,000 for the guy to go out and like hunt and shoot and then mount like stuff like taxidermize the mountain lion um to mount it. And so he was like, so it's going to be at least double what I paid. And I was like, so then I was just kind of like, wow, that seems like a lot. Like I would just go out and do it. And then he was like reassuring me that there's no way like a girl like me could be out there looking for a mountain lion because by the time you see it, it sees you and it's too late. And I was like, dude, literally in San Antonio on West Avenue, there's a park. If you just like fucking pretend to be a child and walk off the trails, you could find one. Like they're like out there fucking hunting. Like in public, and it reminds me of the meme where someone called in to like to complain. They're like, why is there a deer crossing sign in a public area? Don't you think there should be a deer crossing place like somewhere else? And oh honey, yeah. So anyways, yeah, anyways, he was just trying to like act, I don't know, people put on these facades and we all have masks that we wear sometimes when we look into the mirror. And every once in a while, I get bored and tired of the rhythmic carousel of life. It's sometimes it's annoying to be like, yeah, I would just go out and get it myself. I mean, that seems like a lot of money. And he's like, oh no, you're going to need to have somebody. Now, listen, wolves are extremely difficult to hunt, wolves and bears. But I've seen a man kill a bear with a spear. Like he waited in that tree for like a couple of days, kind of shit. Like just waited there. Like I don't know if they're out there on amphetamines or what, but I don't know. Would that make you sweat more and stink up the air, the scent? Um, Smell is so important when you're hunting. So, I mean, I know I look like this, but when it comes down to it, I could do it. Like when it comes down to it. Hmm. Yeah. But yeah, he was acting like oh, you sweet little innocent little girl with all your makeup and your, hey Mario. Still calls you. Hey Mario, that son bitch Bowser's up to it again. He done stole the Princess Peach. Um, but yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and go see the Minecraft movie. We're gonna go see that. I'm really excited. I gotta finish. I think I have to put on mascara and then call this look a day. Call this look a day. Call the day at end. Call this a wrap. What? Call this a chicken wrap. A chicken salad wrap. Anyways, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I wanted to show you guys some stuff. So I don't have it with me here, but I purchased some, I believe these are called tapers. Now listen, I've had my shit pierced since the 6th grade. I had a crush on this girl, don't tell anybody. I had a crush on this girl in 6th grade and she pierced my ears and helped me gauge them, like in the girls' bathroom. And I was like, oh my god. And then like we swapped blood in the girls' bathroom. Do I regret that? Yeah, I don't think you should be swapping blood with people that you don't intend on spending the rest of your life with because you will be tied to them on accident for the rest of your God-given life. And it's quite the shit show sometimes when you have to theoretically balance somebody else's bullshit, right? Okay, all right. So, anyways, yeah, oops. Anyway, so yeah, in like 6th grade, we were like in the bathroom and we were piercing each other's ears and engaging our ears, and she popped my ear through and like trigger warning blood and stuff like that. Like, but anyways, she pierced my ear, and then we were gauging it very quickly, but we didn't have these, which are the more appropriate way. You don't just like shove an earring in. It's easier to have like this kind of shape. Um, and then it's a progressive thing. But my ears used to be an inch, okay. But whenever I first got them pierced, I went from like basic like pinhole to like very large. So what happened with me was it's like, sorry, like I said, trigger warning. We were in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom. It was sixth grade. We were skipping class, like piercing each other's ears, engaging them. You know what I mean? Because like fuck everybody, and just whatever. And like I had like the biggest crush on her. I was like, yeah, of course you could touch my ears. Of course you can cause me pain. I love you. Yeah, of course. Of course. Sure, anything for you. Because just that's what happens when you're in love. You're stupid and pathetic and sniveling, grotesque creature. So, anyways, she pushed one of my gauges through, like through the back onto the front, and I was like holding on to because it was very, like, I was holding on to like the porcelain, the sinks, and it like projectile like shot like ear matter and blood onto the fucking mirror as soon as one of the preppy girls were coming out of a bathroom stall, and she was like, oh my god, shouldn't you guys be in class? And I was like, yeah. What are you gonna do about it? But then there's other girls that were in there like, do it kind of thing. And then um every once in a while there's like this kind of like cool rich girl who was like kind of preppy or whatever, and she would come in and she had like these gray contacts, and they were so cool, and she was like, yeah, I just got these, and yeah, I like them, I'm a little edgy too or whatever. Anyways, it was so cool because I was like, all right, great, cool, man. She was just showing that she was like one of us, even though she wasn't dressed like us. Like she was always wearing like Aeropostale and Abercrombie and Fitch and American Eagle, but she was like, yeah, you little freaks, I'm one of you guys. Like I wear colored contacts. And we were like, dope. Hell yeah. While we're just sitting there having a blood ritual, swapping blood with each other, while I was just like having a fucking blood swapping ritual with my middle school crush. Mistake. Anyways, whatever. What the fuck ever. Yeah. So, anyways, West Avenue. I don't like Lord of the Rings because my uncle forced me to watch all of them at once. Like he was like, I could babysit a kid. I know what babysitting is. It can't be that fucking hard. Now, this dude didn't have kids of his own. He did not have kids of his own. Or maybe he did, but they were not living with him. And he had an entire collection of like alien and predator like figurines. Like he had stacks and stacks and piles of like collectible alien and predator different figurines, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like one of them was it was predator with like a fucking human skull and like the spine, and like it was just something that very like it stuck in my head. So anyways, I was forced to watch the entire fucking Lord of the Rings cinematic universe at a very young age, and and I wasn't allowed to get up other than to go pee. I was MK Ultra by Lord of the Rings. I don't fuck with Lord of the Rings like that. Like, and it's taken some time. Like, some girlies out there are like real cute. Like, Rachel, I think her name's like Rachel Makesy or something on YouTube. She does like all these tutorials, and she's like the goddess of crafting and hobbitry and cosplay and shablaba ding dong, whatever. She's like an angel. Okay, she's beautiful, and she's so sweet. And I love seeing people that are extremely sweet because I'm extremely sour. And so it's good visual balance for me to be like, look at this nice person versus me. Versus me. Spoiled milk. Um, I'm always like, that's great, man. Um, but yeah, so I get very sad. I get very sad because I realize a couple things. Number one, um, I was never going to be a Lord of the Rings girly. I got MK Ultra by Lord of the Rings. And when my mom came to pick me up, like he was like doing a test on me on every single one of the, and like some people are like, oh man, your uncle is fucking cool. And like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah. And yeah, sure, whatever. But here's the thing. At that age, go ahead and like, dude, I have ADHD and I was forced to like pay attention and watch and learn characters' names. And he had like a test for me at the end of every movie. Like this dude, like some people would be like, oh well, he was raising kids correctly. I have a fucking broken brain that God has bestowed upon me. Um, y'all, I got fucking MK Ultra by Lord of the Rings. And so like I had such a resistance to it. But whenever I got with my husband, he was like cool with Lord of the Rings. And it was right whenever cable switched over to like you had to pay for cable, and a lot of people were illegally hooking up to other people's cables back then. So having DVDs was a huge thing. DVD, VHS, VCR, combo was like a huge thing. So we would always go to sleep, me and my husband, whenever we first got together when I was like 16. I'm 32. You do the math, bitch. Okay, so we'd go to sleep to like Final Fantasy Advent Children, and it was Sephiroth's The One Winged Angel theme song. It was like the DVD like like going to sleep to that at night, like just to have some like music. Like people look up white noise nowadays, you know what I mean, for like ambient sleep. But when we were kids, when I was 16, we didn't have that. We had the DVD menus, and one DVD menu that was really fucking annoying was Shrek, and then Freedom Riders had like strange. I think it was like I had a dream the one day. Like there was a couple of like movies we fell asleep to, like Advent Children. I don't know why. Freedom Riders with Hilary Swank. That was one of them. Oh my god! And then one time we woke up. Is it the Chappelle Show? Um, it was like we woke up because we left the TV on and we caught a station. Like sometimes you could catch random stations if you had like bunny ears or whatever. Um, and I think it was like Chappelle Show was on, and that was something that we loved, like Dave Chappelle. We love fucking Dave Chappelle. So how do you say? There was like a skit, and it was like I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, I'm black, y'all, and it was like screaming it. It was like some dude screaming it, and another dude like chilling on the couch with like a 40, I believe. Um, and he was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I woke up to that in the middle of the night. Or infomercials. I would wake up to infomercials in the middle of the night, like scared. I would wake up shocked and scared because I would hear we were just like when you look back at it, speaking of MK Ultra, we were just programming mindlessness into our subconscious while we were sleeping. Like yeah, totally, absolutely. Yeah, I know it was Final Fantasy Advent Children because sometimes I wake up and I didn't want the light to be off. I liked the TV being on, but I didn't want the light off because I was kind of scared of the dark, and I was staying at his house, and I was like, oh, this is all new, you know what I mean? Like whatever. And I don't know, yeah. Or sometimes we'd come home from partying at the beach. We'd be blackout drunk, and we'd come home, and I'd wake up in a drunken slumber, like 16-year-old wake up in a drunken slumber, and then they would be like Freedom Writers, like I had a dream of one day, and I was like, yeah, it was very interesting. Interesting. That's why does that? Oh, every once in a while, I would wake up and Modest Yahoo would be on TV. Like it was VHS or VH1 or VH1 MTV kind of shit back before it was just like teen mom, ridiculousness. But like before that, it was like they played music and you could wake up to music videos, and that was really fucking cool. That was really fucking cool. I miss that. Whatever. They take everything from us. There's there's an episode of Portlandia that I really like where they take back MTV, I think. Right? Yeah, I think there's an episode of that. They like break into the station and like yell at a 9-year-old girl who's like running MTV or something like that, or VH1 or whatever it was. I think yeah, it was MTV because it's like I want my MTV. Yeah, that shit hurts. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my fucking heart's broken because they like money and greed and devious needs takes away a lot of the stuff that we find nostalgic and comforting. Like, we relied on a system of subliminal messaging to provide us comfort from some of the most heinous situations in our lives growing up. Like, I was a very poor child and stuff like that. Like, I'm very open about my past and things of that nature, but um it's so sad that, like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I go on like YouTube and people have uploaded very old how do you say, advertisements from the 90s, more specifically advertisements from Halloween themed things from the 90s, and I just put it on like I love Count Chocula. Like, I love Count Chocula. Love Count Chocula. Like, you would never take Count Chocula. And like, Count Chocula can do no wrong in my eyes. Love Count Chocula. Um, yeah, yeah. So, so, anyways, sometimes I'll watch like the old school Count Chocula, the monster cereal advertisements. They how to say it? Commercials. I'm so sorry, advertisements. Um, yeah, advertisements and the commercials, and I find a lot of comfort because it's like my childhood. It's something that I found comforting, and it's just something also that it's just gone. Like, it's not in like, they're slowly bringing back because people are making tiny uproars online like, hey, we want this back, we want our entire matrix around us to be surrounded with Halloween memorabilia and iconography, and just time we want that. We want to be comforted again. You took it from us, and maybe it's like purposefully, maybe they did that to us on purpose. Maybe that's a part of, like, they're very future orientated when it comes to control. Like, they are very future orientated when it comes to control. They plot years and years in advance how they're going to cycle humans. It sucks, but it's whatever. um so yeah, I never had a chance to actually love Lord of the Rings until I was much older and I lived with my husband. But when I was younger, I got MK Ultra into watching all the Lord of the Rings. And when my mom came to pick me up, I was like, "Do not ever leave me at this fucking place again." I was like, "Do not sell marijuana." Did she say marijuana or did she say drugs? To my husband. I was like, "Do not leave me at this apartment complex ever again." Like, I was just like, and then he was like all nice. I was being respectful because it's, I was a kid, and so I was being respectful. I was left in a situation. I didn't even know my uncle. Here's the thing, I didn't know him. So the first out the gate experience with him was him forcing me to look at his collection of Alien versus Predator fucking figurines and comics and stuff like that. And I was a bug collector, and I was like an outdoor girl. I was climbing in trees, falling out, nearly breaking my spine. That's the kind of kid I was. I knew all of the like etymological roots to the words for bugs, like different bugs names in Latin and what they meant before I gave a fuck about comics. You know what I mean? And even nowadays, really the only comics I fuck with are the ones that involve like John Constantine, because I think that we need more like men like John Constantine, like guilt-ridden queer men in trench coats with fuzzy blonde hair. I think that we need more men like that. Like, fuck yeah. Like, yeah. I will never not love John Constantine. He's perfect. He's hilarious. He's great. um Tormented queer men in trench coats. Okay. Why not? What else was I gonna say? I gotta go get ready for the Minecraft movie. I have to get ready to go see the Minecraft movie. And yeah, I can't wait to do that. I actually have resistance to it. I lied. I don't really want to go see it, but my kids are really excited about it, so I'm gonna go do this for them. Um, I don't want to see it. I don't really like Jason Momoa. Like, don't come for me. I don't give a fuck about Jason Momoa. Jack Black's okay, but whenever he flipped on Kyle, I was like, because Kyle made some like untoward remarks towards a certain person's ear. And so ever since Jack Black was like, oh, I don't fuck with that guy like that. Like he flipped on his homie and threw him under the bus, and I was like, take a fucking joke. Like just take a fucking joke. I'm just kidding. Men tell me to take a compliment. Could you just take this stupid fucking compliment? Let me talk to you ever. I want to talk to you. No, dude, fuck off. Loser. Like, goddamn. Jesus Christ. And it's so funny because people will be like, you would be so lucky. They're like telling me, oh, you are so lucky if a straight man even compliments your ugly ass. And I'm just like, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You can say that I look like your dream girl, the goddess of your nightmares, horrors, and fantasies. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. And the thing is that somebody said online, they were like, well, here's the truth that men will project that kind of anger and violence towards women saying no because women have a choice and they don't really. Like, they'll just throw themselves at whoever is willing or whatever is willing. And women are just like more selective to an extent with who they fuck or who they integrate with or who they hang around with. Because we also understand as women that the world is a very dangerous place, that men are extraordinarily dangerous and scary, and if provoked, will go to heinous lengths to do whatever the fuck they want. And the judicial system will not fucking save us, even if we are 6 feet underground. Justice is not black and white. It is to the highest bidder, and it makes me bitter. So yeah, someone said that they were like, yeah, men get so mad whenever you say stuff like, no, thank you, I don't need your compliments, I don't give a fuck about what you say, because the truth is that they just have to accept whatever is like presented to them. And now, of course, is that true across the board? Absolutely not. But it does raise a valuable argument that a lot of the times women are more selective to an extent about who they make happy with versus men just going out there and shooting their shot at whatever they can. Now I'm not saying all men, absolutely not, but I do treat all men like they are fucking dangerous, absolutely, because to me they are. I mean, and if go ahead and try to tell a man no, I wouldn't do it in person, but just do it online, and you'll find out some people will say the most vile shit to you, like they want to take your life because you tell them no or reject them, and it's the manifest of fragile masculinity that they are constantly seeking to crawl back into what pushed them out to some form or extent, and has nothing to do with me. I don't really give a fuck. Like, peace be with you, peace be on you, peace be up your butt. I don't really give a fuck, dude. But yeah, I gotta go. I have things to do. Um, yeah, I don't know. I gotta go put on my fucking mascara. I need to shut the fuck up and just go do my thing. Um, what else? Yeah, I wish I was a Lord of the Rings girly, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm a Texas Chainsaw Massacre girly, guys. I'm a Silence of the Lambs Texas Chainsaw Massacre girly. Okay. Um, the Wolf Man. That's who I am. Like, check the teeth.